Hi everyone, welcome to my new podcast, which is called Life in a Cassette. And today I'm going to be speaking about how I went through moving to England from Portugal and all the pros and cons of this change, how I studied, how I made friends, how I just redid my whole life again. I hope you like it. So it all started when my dad came here to find a place to work at, as in Portugal we were struggling. Um, a year or two later, my mom also moved to England. It was a bit hard having my both parents here at first, but then I was living with my grandparents and with my sister, so it was all easier to be and how to just do things actually, because I had support of them. And then my friends in school too, they would help me and say that later on I would go with my parents and then it would be all easier, which helped a lot. So after my mom went there for a whole year, me and my sister, when it was around September, we started saying we want to go with you, we miss you, we just want to move. And then we start packing our things on November because that's when my parents decided that we should go there. And we left school. We did the paperwork and then we left at the beginning of the year. Then when we moved, we only had one luggage baggage, the one that you always take with you, which is free, that one that's above your head. And it was quite easy to fit all the things that I needed. So I had my art stuff, some clothes, a few picture frames, a few books, and mainly my headphones, earphones, phone, charger, all of that. Which then I didn't use my phone very often because then I had to get a new one because of the phone number. I did use it to go to social media though, because Instagram was a thing and Facebook to speak to my family members and friends. All that I had to stay in the social media so then I could see what they were doing and what I was doing too. I was showing them what I was doing, which was nothing really. I would be with my mom most of the day until I went to school. And I would just like walk around sometimes, go to the park. And then when I started school, I had to buy a uniform, which was really interesting because it was hard. I had to go with a shirt at first and jeans because I didn't know what to wear. And they then gave me a list of all the things that I needed for school, which wasn't a lot because technically we don't need any manuals because they have it there. They also would give us PowerPoints and stuff to help us study, and study guides, but we would have to pay for the study guides. But that's not what I'm talking about now. So I went shopping to get my uniform. Then I had to also go to the school to get the tie, the blazer. It was really interesting because you also pay for that, which is not surprising because I know I would have to pay money for it, but I didn't know it would be in school. I thought it would be like a shop outside, like in the mall or something, but for each school, which is really stupid, I know, but that was on my mind at the time. And then on my first day of school, I decided to study music, photography, French. Then there's also English lit, maths, sciences, physical education, all of that. And on my first day, I had my photography lesson at first. They were all so nice. I met some of my friends, and one of them were my best friend at the time. They were so nice and they helped me. The thing is, my English sucked at the time. I still think it sucks sometimes. I'm not sure, but at the time, some people didn't understand what I was saying because I only learned the basics. because that's what you do when you're in school in Portugal. And I didn't finish secondary school, which was I was doing now at the time when I moved with the school. So I was still learning English, trying to understand what people were saying, because sometimes the accent threw me off, and then they were speaking really fast too, which didn't help. So I had to relearn again how to speak, I guess. It was a difficult transition, but now it's getting better. I can speak faster too. Don't know if I'm doing it now, but if I am, sorry. I'm just used to speaking fast and do things fast. I think that's the pace of London. So I made a few friends that didn't speak Portuguese. Then they showed me around. They also presented me to a few Portuguese students that were there. One of them was a bit how do I say, challenging to speak to. But it was fine. And others were nice, but then after it became a whole thing. But I'm not going into it because I'm here just to speak about the nice things about life. No, I'm not, but I just don't want to get into it. But I was bullied, let's put it that way. Yeah, bullied in another country. How cool, even though I was bullied in Portugal too. So now two different experiences that ended up in the same thing. But then music saved me. During that tough time that I was being bullied here, I started to spend more time on the music department, so I start getting better at singing. At least that's what people said after a whole year. And then also we had a musical producer, so that also helped me to create my own songs, which I did. I have 2 songs on my YouTube channel and SoundCloud if you want to check it out. Everything's gonna be on my Instagram for this podcast, so follow me there. And I think that music made me think and understand more about myself. I started doing the concerts. I was in the school choir. We did some competitions. It was really fun. And I guess that helped me. But then the also aspect of the life of being here is that it's not the same in Portugal. In Portugal, you know all your neighbors and you're always like, hi, how are you? So I have here a few pieces of fruit. Do you want some? But the thing is, I was from the countryside, so technically I don't know how it works in the big cities. Well, I didn't know. Now I know. At least from London, which I think it's kind of the same in Lisbon and the other cities, but I'm not sure. So I didn't speak to my neighbors because I didn't know them, and they were really weird. Well, they weren't weird. It was just a weird situation. So it was just a difficult time for me, but then I felt like I was doing fine, and I was learning better how to communicate with other people. I was doing fine with my grades until GCSEs. I stressed myself out over that. I was in year 9 in Portugal, but then when I moved here, I was in year 10. So I moved up a year, which I feel like I had a gap. But then as I compared it both, I think it's the same thing. But it was harder for me because of the history classes. Because at the time, we were learning Cold War in England, and we didn't learn that at the time because it was at the beginning of the year in Portugal. So I was struggling knowing how to do it. But then I kind of did it, but with the GCSE results, I failed. Because I was still trying to do essays and things like that, and it was difficult for me to express myself in English. If it was in Portuguese, I would just do fine, which I did with my Portuguese GCSE. I got a B. For the first year in England, it's not that bad. Which I still would have to write in English sometimes on the paper, but that was fine. I did it. It was good, and in the end, I had to redo my English GCSE and my maths because I'm terrible with maths. So I did that on the year 12. And then I went to college, which I still am, studying art and design. And I am applying for uni, which is a whole different topic, which I'm going to speak soon. But it was the transition of moving countries was really hard, but at the same time it was fun. It's a really weird situation. So it's like starting a whole new life. So you can try to be more confident, try to get a whole new style if you want. But the thing is, with the uniforms, there's not much you can do. But I think that I was fine. We even have a yearbook and everything with the pictures on it, which it was really cool. And there's also like space for quotes, which I didn't know they had here, but they do. So it was really fun to find a quote, put it on the book, and then the picture from the school that they took us in year 11 and all of that. Then my first day in London was when my dad was still alone here. He was living with a Portuguese couple that my family all know, so they're like family friends, really close ones, and they helped my dad transitioning from Portugal to England. And we were at their house because they went to Portugal to be there during Christmas with their family. And we just walked around. We went to see London Eye, Big Ben. At the time, they didn't start the restructuring or cleaning it or whatever on Big Ben. So that was pretty cool. I took pictures there too, and we went shopping for new shoes, and I got a Nike pair which looked so cool. I still have it, but it's worn out of how many times I've used it. I want another one, but I don't think they sell it anymore. We also went to Wembley Stadium. It was so fun. I've never had so much fun, and I've never felt so more comfortable in a city before. I, at the time, really thought that London was it. And it was. When I was little, my parents lived here, and but that was before I was born, and they would show me pictures when I was little, like showing me that they've been here and showing the monuments and stuff like that. And now I would cry, saying, why didn't she take me there? And they were like, well, you didn't exist at the time, so we couldn't. And I'm like, okay, one day I'm going to move there and I'm going to be doing uni. I'm going to go there for uni. Well, the thing is, I was right at the time, but what I didn't know is I arrived way earlier, and I am actually doing uni too. So I guess my young self is proud of me, I guess. But then there's also the differences of being far away from your family. It's hard. You can send them letters, you can send them packages, you can FaceTime them, but it's never the same. You can't hug them, kiss them on the cheek. And it's not even because of COVID, it's literally because they're in a different country. So I wouldn't be able to hug them or support them or help them in any way if they're in Portugal, which is hard, but sometimes it's good because I'm planning my own future and I'm trying to get a better future than Portugal could give me at the time. So right now I'm just trying to do that. I'm gonna see them soon, and I am so gonna hug them so tightly that they will tell me to stop. But I'm really excited to go back to Portugal during the holidays just to see them. I really miss them, but especially my grandparents, they're really important to me. but I guess I just have to wait. So I think from all of this, moving to England, the toughest part was actually just leave my comfort zone. The adventure itself, it's really exciting, but at the same time, it's like, what is going to happen? I don't know anyone, and I'm leaving my family behind. But at the same time, I have my parents and my sister to support me if anything happens, so that's good. And I have friends and a boyfriend now, so everything is coming together, which is really good. But family can never replace that. Not family, friends can never replace the feeling of home, which is my family in Portugal. But they help, they support me, they give me advice. I ask advice myself from my family, so I think I'm really proud of myself for going through all of this. There was a lot of challenges, fights with friends in Portugal. I don't speak to some of them anymore, but I think it's life. I think with moving on and going to adulthood, you just lose contact with the people that you liked. So your friends, for example, some of them that were really close to you, sometimes you just lose contact. But I guess that's normal, and maybe someday we'll be able to speak again, I guess. I don't know. That's one thing for the future. Only future me will know. But yeah, if you want to travel and move countries, or for example, if you're in uni and you want to go to another country to study for a whole year, do it. It's something that I would say it's challenging, but also fun, and having different friends in different countries and more contacts and all that will help you in the future, I guess. And it's a good thing. But if you are not the adventurous type, it's fine too. You could just spend there a few days. But yeah. Also, another thing that was challenging for me was the different coins and the different notes. The notes were fine, but the coins, there's different shapes compared to euros to pounds. For example, this 50 cent is a bit smaller than 50 pence coin, and it's a whole different shape. The 50 cent coin is round, the other one is I don't know the name, hexagonal shape, so it's a whole different thing, and it kind of messed me up for a while. I was so confused. Sometimes I would give money to the lunch ladies, like more than it should or less than it should, and then I would have to apologize, and I felt quite embarrassed, but I got used to it, and now I know both, so there you go. One more thing. Also, another fact, here you can open your bank account, of course with your guardian, so your parents, when you're 16 or less than that, and you have your own money, and you can use your card to spend it online, and just to use it in shops and stuff like that, which I don't think in Portugal you can do it, because I'm not sure, maybe they changed it, but at the time when I was there you couldn't, or at least my parents said that it wouldn't happen. Plus my cousins, they wanted a bank account. Well, you could have a bank account but not a bank card, only when you were over 18. So I think that is the same thing. Well, not, so I think it's still the same, but I'm not sure. So I felt quite independent, and then, well, yeah, I feel more independent here, as also you have more independence with public transport. So buses are always going around in like 5-10 minutes or even 3 minutes. You have the tube, the overground, all of that, which makes it easier to travel around and to be always on time. Sometimes there's delays, which is really annoying, but it's something that it happens every day. So, but apart from that, I think my transition from Portugal to here was really good, and yeah. So yeah, I think for today that's it for this episode. I hope you like it, and I hope you stay around to hear more of my episodes and my stories. If you have any questions, just go on my Instagram and I'll check them out. Bye.